Bozeman Hawks fell to Helena Bengals here 28-21 in a nail-biter of the game. The game started off really quick, both teams scoring. I'm at the top of Lone Peak, standing more than 11,000 feet. Starting at 6 o'clock this morning, skiers and snowboarders lined up here at Big Sky Resort to be some of the first skiers to be on this ski lift for opening day. It's a sober reminder that negative temperatures like here, which says -7 degrees, can be life-threatening to the elderly. The phones have been ringing off the hook for many Montana towing companies, helping Montanans get out of a sticky situation like this one back here, where this man has been having a hard time just getting out of his driveway.
I want to know where our Cassie Schirm is standing by live right now. Cassie, what can we expect at tonight's meeting?
Based on party bylaws, all candidates must be nominated before this meeting today. And as you can see, I'm at the meeting. There's a large crowd already gathering, getting ready for that 6 o'clock time. Now, this means that there will be no names nominated off the floor. This ice festival is a long-time tradition here in Bozeman, and many people say it's one of their favorite times of the year. Sheriff Gickin tells me he received many phone calls yesterday from residents in this area. The study estimates 165 million plastic particles are floating in the city's waterways. That's why the anti-littering campaign urges New Yorkers to recycle plastic materials and bring reusable bags to the grocery store. A lot of planning and time goes into making sure the city of Bozeman is ready for this snow to make sure your roads are safe. Today is National Solidarity Day with Standing Rock, so hundreds of Bozeman residents came to the Gallatin County Courthouse to show their support. The Bozeman Hawks and the Big Sky Eagles, it was a crazy game. Bozeman ended up winning 31-24 at the beginning, and as you can see behind me, I have some of the crowd here. It was an exciting game. That's right, dirt was thrown right behind me here where the new paved lane will be. Are you guys all having a fun time? Yeah! Did you guys get enough candy though? No! There is never enough candy. Well, we have to go fill some candy bags right now, so I'm gonna send it back to you guys at the desk. As you can see, we're finally moving and it's really exciting. Esmond tells me he's expecting there to be a nominee sometime later tonight, so I'll be here all night to give you guys the latest information on air and on the web. In Helena, I'm Cassie Schirm.
They're live from a news car. Cassie, how are the roads?
That's right, the roads are pretty icy. I'm actually on I-90 right now, where a majority of the accidents have happened. It has been described as one of the most controversial and angry elections in U.S. history. Well, Sean, we're expecting an exciting game. Kyle Sherman and I are about to jump in this car and head over to Whitehall to watch the Three Fork Wolves take on the Whitehall Trojans. Some of the truck drivers I spoke with today tell me they plan on staying here in Livingston until this wind dies down so they can make it to their destination safely. Reporting here in Livingston, I'm Cassie Schirm.
But what happens to those parked cars that are in the way?
Yeah, don't you always want to know that? Our Cassie Schirm speaks to the street superintendent about what obstacles parked cars on streets makes for snowplow drivers.
It looks like this car behind me, completely covered in snow all the way around the tires, isn't going to make it out till springtime. But if the car isn't moved soon, the owner of the car could be fined. The city management says it's a good idea all winter to park your vehicle off city streets if possible. If not, move your car every 48 hours to prevent parking violations and to allow crews access to the curbs to properly clear snow. In times of extreme weather, the city manager can declare a snow emergency and all vehicles parked along snow routes will have 48 hours to move their cars or risk ticketing and towing by the Bozeman Police Department. John VanDelinder, Bozeman Street Superintendent, says he doesn't want cars to get towed or fined, but those cars are making it difficult to keep the roads safe for others.
On the first storm, we tried to carry the snow past the parked cars, thinking maybe they're gonna move them, so we don't want to block them in. Second storm, same thing. Third storm, we're not able to carry the snow anymore, so these cars are getting blocked in, and they're going to be towed. If they get ticketed and towed, it's going to be significantly more expensive than storing it where you should be storing it.
But not everyone listens. While driving around Bozeman today, I saw 40 cars completely covered in snow.
We've even knocked on doors, say, can you move your car? and while we get through here, and they put it right back there. If you got a bare pavement underneath the vehicle, it's been there too long. It needs to move.
If caught, you could be fined $50 or more and pay an expensive fee to get your car back. John VanDelinder tells me it's these cars that cause so many problems for plow trucks and make the process take even longer to clear your roads. So he says if you know it's going to snow, make sure you take your cars off the streets. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Now, Bozeman does have an app that you can download. It's called Next Door, and it notifies you if plow trucks are coming down your street.
It makes it, hard to be a tourist here.
She's referring to costume characters in Times Square, appealing for the kids, but not so much for the adults when these characters want to be paid for the pictures they take with the kids.
I feel like my hands are tied. I have to give them something, and that bothers me a little bit.
But not everyone feels pressured by these characters. Some we spoke to say as long as they're respectful, they don't mind.
As long as they're not being forceful, I think it's fine if they want to, ask people to give something for the time.
One tourist tells us a city in Europe handles a situation like this differently.
In Paris is a little bit different. I think they had more of their little setup where people just threw money in there. I think that's a little bit more comfortable.
What about those who wear the costumes? How do they feel?
First of all, we go for tips, and some other characters like to charge, but that's illegal because in my case, I don't want to get in trouble. That's what I ask for tips.
The Times Square Alliance has added a task force in order to watch costume characters or anyone else to make sure everyone's following the rules. In Times Square, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Well, if you've resolved to make 2017 a year of healthy living and exercise, why not kick it off with a hike? More than 1,100 state parks in all 50 states will offer special programs and guided excursions on New Year's Day as part of the National First Day Hikes program. Our Cassie Schirm went to Headwater State Park, where you can join in on the hikes.
I'm here at the Missouri Headwaters State Park, where there will be a first day hike for the first day of 2017, along with others across the United States, hoping to encourage people to get outdoors and enjoy your state parks.
It's a great opportunity to kind of walk off that hangover or get rid of those Christmas cookies that you've been eating, and it's a great way to start the new year. So.
Dave Andrus, park manager for the Missouri Headwaters State Park, says the first day hike helps get people into the parks.
It's a great introduction to your local state parks. We really want to promote the state parks. They belong to everybody, and hopefully once you come and check us out, that you'll be coming back many times throughout the years.
Out of 55 Montana state parks, 11 of those will be participating on January 1st.
On New Year's Day, we'll be having a hike here. We'll be starting about 11 in the morning. We'll be kind of filling people in about the park, about the history.
Andrus says the feeling you get while hiking is the reason he believes people should go adventure for 2017.
I always love the term recreation because it comes from recreate. It's almost like when you get out in nature, you have the opportunity to kind of recreate yourself. And I think state parks, provide that opportunity for you to come out and find some solitude possibly, or check some things out, or just, bring your family out and connect with each other and connect with nature. So.
If you'd like to join in on this hike or some of the other hikes going on across the state of Montana, make sure you go to our page, abcfoxmontana.com, for a list of those hikes closest to you. Reporting here from Missouri Headwaters State Park, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Certainly a great way to just clear the head and welcome in the new year, that's for sure. And this last year, more than 55,000 people rang in the new year with guided hikes that stretched over 133,000 miles on 1,100 hikes all across the country. Very interesting information there.
And now it's back to that story that made you shiver at the top of our newscast, the annual President's Day plunge in Bozeman.
Now, to answer the question, for whom are they raising money? It is the Montana Special Olympics, and some of the athletes even joined in on the icy swim today.
Our Cassie Schirm is in Bozeman with a look at the fun for a good cause.
Superheroes, fishermen, lifeguards, and many Montans took the plunge in this pond right behind me here to help raise money for a good cause. It's the Special Olympics 16th presidential plunge that has Montanans jumping into 35-degree water to raise money and awareness for the group.
This is our 16th year. It's definitely one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Polar plunges, all the money raised, 60% stays right here in the local area, with 40% going back to help support the state organization. So it's really a grassroots fundraiser.
Special Olympics Montana provides training and competitions year-round in Olympic-style sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. About 150 local people compete in Special Olympics, and about 125 go to the annual state games.
It's just a great cause to support our athletes, to show, people like Becky in the community that you support them and that you want them to succeed. So it's just a really great way to fundraise and do that.
Skylehr Stiles, last year's Athlete of the Year for the Special Olympics, has been doing the plunge for 11 years. He says he loves cheering everyone on.
Raise money for Special Olympics. Anything, see all the plungers jump in, cheer on the honored people in a lot.
Skyler's mother says every year she couldn't be more proud.
Every year I just beam and tears stream down my face to watch him raise money for it, get excited to do it, and never back down. Even if he's not really feeling very well, he does it. It is a tremendous honor, and we're quite humbled to watch him do it every year.
She says she couldn't be more thankful for all the donations and Bozeman residents who showed up.
It is an amazing feeling as parents to watch your kid succeed at what they do, and to see their smiles when they cross the finish line and finish, and they always feel good about what they've done.
Skylehr tells me he plans on taking this plunge for many years to come. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
All right, Cassie, that event again ended up having about 200 plungers, and they raised more than $52,000.
Burr is right, but all for a good cause, that's for sure.
Yes, our Cassie Schirm hitched a ride with the tow truck today and brings us this story.
The phones have been ringing off the hook for many Montana towing companies, helping Montanans get out of a sticky situation like this one back here, where this man has been having a hard time just getting out of his driveway.
Average 80 to 90 calls a day. And then it'll take us, until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night to catch up before the drivers can go home back to their own families,
TJ Johnson, Best Right Towing General Manager, has been working with tow trucks his whole life.
I've seen wrecks I can't even describe, and to know that it all could have been avoided, that's such a frustrating thing to me, that somebody's just being careless.
He says this winter has been tough on drivers.
Say we have 14 trucks in the fleet now and adequate staffing, and the call volume that we're seeing in the Bozeman area, it's record-breaking years.
On the ride, we drove past many cars and ditches and were called to help a man's car stuck in the snow.
At the end of the day, the job doesn't pay that great. But what's fascinating to me is the sense of pride and the drive to help people that towing operators have.
Starting early this morning, Johnson has kept very busy.
I was dispatched out to I-90, people coming into an accident scene, driving too fast for the road conditions. It's a snowball effect.
In fact, Johnson has had close calls himself.
I've been struck out on the side of the road twice. My tow truck has in the last 4 years.
Tow companies have kept so busy they prioritize which cars to help first.
Cars that are out on, the public right-of-ways, accidents, those are the calls that will take priority.
His tip to drivers?
If you're running late, it ain't worth causing a wreck, Something to keep in mind, not only your safety's at risk, but my family's safety's at risk, and your safety's at risk,
Tow truck drivers tell me the best thing you can do is to watch out for those who are helping others on the road. Reporting here in Belgrade, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Certainly a time to stay safe on the roadways, that's for sure.
That was my little nightclub act. Certainly today's hot topic. It's Valentine's Day, of course.
Yes, that's for sure. In fact, many loved ones in the Bozeman area have been serenaded with singing Valentines. And our Cassie Schirm joins the Chord Rustlers quartet as they deliver messages of love.
That's right, I've been following these guys, the Chord Rustlers, as they sing to many people in this area, giving them a happy Valentine's Day. Kiss you, and give me my coat when you are cold. 3 groups of Chord Rustlers, a group of men of many different ages who sing barbershop music, spent the day singing songs of love.
We have a great time. Every year we go out, sing probably between 20 and 30 singing Valentines, and it's truly a blast.
Kevin Matson has been singing with the Chord Rustlers for years and says his favorite part delivering Valentines is the reactions.
Seeing the joy on everybody's faces when we sing for them. Yes, some of them are surprised, a lot of them are a little bit embarrassed, and that's part of the fun. We do, especially the guys. The guys, you know, makes them a little bit uncomfortable when 4 guys come in and start serenading you, but we make it fun and usually sing an upbeat song for them and make it easy.
While there were many smiles and giggles, one song brought Rachel Andrus to tears.
He never does anything like this. I was very surprised. He had them sing the song from our first dance from our wedding, so that's the one that got me.
The songs not only put a smile on many faces, they also give back to the community.
And all the proceeds that we make for the day go towards our programs with kids and youth and getting young people singing.
Don't worry, if you didn't receive a Singing Valentine today, you can watch the Chord Rustlers sing on their performance on March 25th. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, too, Cassie. And happy Valentine's Day to you too, Cassie.
They're still going.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
It's such a beautiful, you know, sound, though. If you were to get a singing Valentine for Judea, your wife, what kind of song would you pick out?
Well, first of all, I'd do it myself.
Oh,
fancy. Yeah. I'd get Dave Cochran and Ben Weinman, and the 3 of us would go serenade my wife.
No Sean Rainey?
No. Have you heard him sing? Oh, good.
We'll be right back. In Bozeman, we're following up on a proposal to make Bozeman, Montana's first sanctuary city.
Yeah, it was a packed house inside Bozeman City Commission last night as the issue was taken before the public, many in opposition and many for it.
Now, Cassie Schirm speaks with locals to gauge public opinion on this controversial topic.
We've been watching comments pour in today on the controversial proposal to make Bozeman a sanctuary city. Last night, we live streamed the city council meeting where the proposal was officially presented. At the meeting, the mood was generally for the idea.
My family would not exist if this cities were not sanctuaries.
A sanctuary city means that basically the city commits to serving all individuals without regard to their immigration status.
But while we Facebook Live the proposal, many comments came in against Bozeman becoming a sanctuary city. Some of those against said, quote, if you want to provide sanctuary, please step up and host refugees at your home. And why don't you take care of our homeless and needy first? There were a few comments for the proposal saying, quote, yes, let's put our municipal funds and resources towards something other than enforcement of immigration laws. I'm all for this. Bozeman can become so compassionate, diverse, and forward-thinking as a result. I spoke today with a Bozeman mother who tells me this move is close to her heart.
So my son is an immigrant. He's adopted. And so I guess since adopting him, just become more aware of racial issues than I've ever had to be in the past. Just because his experiences, even at 4 years old, are completely different from mine.
She says she is always for making Bozeman a better place for her son in the future.
The becoming a sanctuary city kind of is taking this symbolic stance that we're united with people who have different and difficult experiences.
And I spoke with another resident who says he feels the law is the law no matter what.
I think it's a terrible idea. If you don't go through the legal process of entering the country legally, then you have broken the law.
ABC Fox Montana has put together a poll on our Facebook page as well as abcfoxmontana.com to see whether Bozeman residents do or do not want to become a sanctuary city. According to the poll so far, 41% is for and 59% is against. Now this poll will be up for the next couple of days to see what Bozeman residents would like to do. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
All right, thanks, Cassie. And
now to a story that will lighten your heart and lift your spirits. It's about a new Belgrade resident and his recent rise to internet fame, but it's not your average citizen or really a person at all for that matter. Our Cassie Schirm takes us to Belgrade to introduce the now famous Kevin the Cone.
A Bozeman cone was found in a blizzard here in Belgrade last week, and the Belgrade Police Department rescued it, decorated it, and even named it Kevin. Now Kevin has become a part of the community here in Belgrade and even a star on Facebook.
Was just kind of the first cone sounding name. that we could come up with, and I mean, he looks like a Kevin.
Officer Justin Sparks with Belgrade Police says they picked him up and named him.
We figured we'd have a little fun with Bozeman Police on our Facebook page.
From meeting local firefighters to joining officers on patrol and even acting as city manager for a day, Kevin's online chronicles are gaining national attention.
Didn't even cross my mind that we'd be looking at this many comments and shares and comments from across the country. Reach is 64,000 and some. It's pretty impressive for a small community like Belgrade.
The Bozeman Police Department is even playing along.
We're concerned about Kevin, who goes by Casey by his family, and we want to get him back in Bozeman. You always have to have a little bit of humor in the world of policing. And if an orange cone lightens the mood a little bit, it doesn't mean we're not out there doing the job that needs to be done.
In order to return to home in Bozeman, Kevin the Cone is asking for acts of kindness on Facebook.
With the Christmas spirit and everything, we encourage people to do nice things for other people.
If you can give a random act of kindness, we need your help today to get Casey back with his family where he belongs.
If you want to help Kevin the Cone make it back to the Bozeman Police Department, make sure you share your act of kindness on Facebook using the hashtag Kevin the Cone Kindness. Reporting here in Belgrade, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Well, Kevin the Cone, or Casey, as you can now call him, has grown so popular he even has his own Facebook page with more than 180 likes. You can follow Kevin's travels on our Facebook page or online at abcfoxmontana.com.
Today is National Solidarity Day with Standing Rock, so hundreds of Bozeman residents came to the Gallatin County Courthouse to show their support. This was a very moving and emotional event for those who attended.
I beg of you, pray! Pray for my people! Pray for my land! Pray for that water! Recognize that water is important! Water is life! Water is life!
About 350 young and old showed up to the steps of the courthouse to show their support, holding signs, chanting, and sharing their stories.
And to see that happen to my relatives in Standing Rock, and I would never see that in my generation.
Because we understand that this is a bigger problem than the problem just alone with the Standing Rock people.
Bonnie Brown Otter, a sophomore at MSU and Standing Rock native, says the pipeline affects everyone, not just the people from her home.
This is not a Native issue. It's not just about Native people. This is about everybody. This is about you and all of you here. This is about water. Nini Wichoni, water is life.
The support and love from the rally moved her to tears.
We're not just a bunch of angry Indians getting rowdy and getting mad. This is meaningful. This is important. And all of your support here today, everyone coming out, all the things you guys do for my people, it's important to me, and it means a lot to see this support.
Her message to everyone supporting the cause:
keep strong in this fight. Don't give up. Don't lose hope.
She says she will continue to fight, and her and organizers plan to have more rallies in the next month. Groups supporting this cause plan to collect donations throughout the week to send over to Standing Rock. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Well, you've already shoveled your sidewalk and your driveway, but you might need to look up and see where your next snow removal project may come.
Ooh, I think I know where this is going. As you may have noticed, that this warmer weather is melting a lot of snow and ice off of your roofs. But our meteorologist Dave Cochran tells us that this warming trend is fleeting.
And that means one major problem could be accumulating on your roof, and you may need to seek professional help.
Our Cassie Schirm reports.
It's sheets of ice like this one here that could cause many homeowners headaches and could be pretty costly.
Crazy expensive.
Stephen Hunter, WOW Site Services co-owner, says this recent weather could cause many problems for roofs.
It's whenever the ice and stuff starts to sit on your roof and it becomes a hazard for the house. You know, we get these nice days like we have today where all the snow that's sitting up there causes that ice to form later in the evening whenever the temperature drops. And we got to come out and take the ice off the roof. Otherwise, the water will back up behind that ice and find its way into the home.
He says it's important to get it professionally done because it's easy to injure yourself.
Some of those injuries come from them breaking an ice system loose and that snow or that ice come crashing down on top of them. And then, of course, if you fall, not all the snow that's going to be on the ground is going to be nice and fluffy. Some of that stuff's going to be nice and hard where you could really hurt yourself.
This big problem is keeping his crews very busy.
We started the week just before Christmas, and we've probably been removing ice almost every day except for maybe one day, a Sunday every week.
Hunter says if you wait too long to have it removed, it could end up worse in the future.
When you have Mother Nature working against you, you have the warm days like today, and then you have the cold drops in the evenings. That in itself can create a big problem.
Unfortunately, Hunter and his service see many house floods and damages that could have been avoided.
It's unfortunate, and you don't always see it. You know, somebody can stand down here and look up at their roof and they see a little bit of ice right there. Well, they can't always see all the valleys, so it's really hard to know all the time what's going on up there and to be diligent about it. And then unfortunately, because of that, you know, a problem can happen and then they say, well, I never even knew, I never even saw it coming.
Many of the crews will be working till February to make sure all that snow and ice is off your roofs. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
And again, it's not just the ice falling and hurting someone, but when that ice forms, the water backs up into your shingles, and then the damage is brutal.
And you also have to be careful when it does melt down below. It can be just as slick. So not only are you watching out for what's coming down from above, but you have to watch out where you're walking.
Isn't that right, Dave?
And the storm that's coming our way has the potential for a lot heavier, wetter snow. So that's going to add even more weight up there and even more moisture up there. So this is one of the times to keep in touch with what's going on up on the roof too.
Yep. Showed up here in front of Steve Daines' office asking him to clean his ears for the Q-tip march. Now people held signs and large Q-tips like this one here, really asking Steve Daines just to listen.
Steve Daines, we're right here. Get the cash out of your ear.
So we thought organize a march that focused on cleaning out Senator Daines' ears to make sure that he's listening to all Montanans and making sure our issues make it to Washington, D.C.
One by one, men, women, and children all showed up with many different signs and many different concerns.
I don't need to tell you that Montanans are proud of Montanan values. Right. And we need to know we only have 3 people representing us, 2 in the Senate, 1 in Congress. We need to know that with only those 3 people, all 3 of them are doing their absolute best to represent us and to reflect how we're feeling and what our values are.
Senator Daines' office let people come in 8 at a time to deliver note cards with their most important requests.
It's really important to share our concerns so that you can write your thoughts down and give them to your senator. And that way, our senator is hearing from us, and how does he know what we care about if we don't tell him?
Erica Lighthizer, the organizer of the march, tells me one of the reasons she's doing this is for her kids.
You know, I want to make sure that they know that they can speak up, but also know that it's important to be respectful.
Even some of the kids had something to say.
I wonder if he's going to read all of our comments and understand that we really do appreciate him being a senator, but we want him to listen.
Now there will be another march on Steve Daines and Helena on March 21st. Reporting here in Bozeman, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Come on down.
Well, Senator Daines' spokesperson sent a statement saying, quote, Steve's #1 priority is to represent all Montanans and Montana values in the Senate. He welcomes the opinions of everyone from the Treasure State.
Today is the 62nd birthday for Bridger Bowl, and many skiers and snowboarders have come to celebrate by eating cake and hitting the slopes.
Happy birthday, dear Bridger Bowl.
Close to 3,500 people showed up to celebrate Bridger Bowl's birthday. Skiers and snowboarders say they couldn't be more excited.
It's super exciting, and I can't wait to go right up on the red chairlift and go down on the hills.
I think that's awesome that something like this amazing has been open for that long.
Oh, how could you not enjoy this? This is incredible. No clouds in the sky.
Employees say skiing enthusiasts have enjoyed the area known as Bridger Bowl since the mid-1940s and made the dream a reality in 1955.
1954, they started building the lifts as a community organization, group effort basically to build this place in the first go around and its first guys, and you know, it's been very successful.
This celebration features discounts and even brought in people from out of state.
We came all the way from Fargo and Minnesota there to
to take on this deal, you know.
12 hours. Just
12
to come
hours.
Enjoy the birthday party.
Yep.
Some of the locals' favorite part of Bridger Bowl?
Well, it's just not the cake or the birthday bash. They just love to come out here and ski at Bridger Bowl.
The thing about Bridger being a not-for-profit ski resort is all the money that's made goes back into improving the resort.
All the local people. The people are awesome at Bridger Bowl.
My favorite part about skiing is that you stop and you can go really fast.
Working hard here to make this a better and better ski area, and I think you can see from the increased number of people, it seems to be working.
Happy birthday, Bridger Bowl. Many, many more.
Happy birthday, Bridger Bowl!
Happy birthday, Bridger.
Many of the skiers and snowboarders I talked with said they hope Bridger Bowl keeps on going for many years to come. Reporting here at Bridger Bowl, I'm Cassie Schirm.
Well, that one little guy was just awesome.
Oh my goodness, he made me want to jump out on the hills right now and go skiing. He's very enthusiastic.
Well, he loves going fast, and he also loves stopping, which is good that he knows how to do that.
And well, those are
Bridger
two
Bowl
important skills.
Stopping and going fast, right?
The weather looked amazing up there.
Yeah, it's really nice in central Montana. Western Montana, it's a